Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast, guys. Welcome.
Still
Welcome.
March 2nd.
Still March 2nd. It's
Is it?
still, well, I mean, some parts of the world can be March 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare they?
I know, right? They should let us know.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
Is it March 3rd in Brisbane yet? Pretty sure it is.
I don't know. In Japan it is.
Well, if it is in Japan, it's definitely in Brisbane.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Tokyo
and
happy
Hong Kong.
March 3rd to
Happy
our
March 3rd to the
Japan viewers.
Happy March 3rd
And
to at least
Australian
Brisbane
viewers.
and Kyoto.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast. I'm Tony.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Ross.
Welcome.
To all the nerd news you need to know.
The best podcast in the universe.
Prove us wrong.
Yes.
See? No one did.
All right, let's get
Victory is ours.
let's get into the best newscast of the world.
Okay.
This is
The
the
universe.
World
You downgraded us already.
We gotta aim
Universe.
high.
of the
The
dimension.
known realm.
The dimension.
The multiverse.
Yeah, of all of the screw you
All
other
the
screw you
dimensions.
other newscasts and other dimensions.
Yeah.
Including other Barrel Roll News networks.
Yeah. Screw you, Tony.
Can we open a portal today?
just by talking about it, we have created that dimension.
That's true. But can we get them on Discord and
Maybe.
you know,
I don't know if
Maybe
I want to
some-
chat with myself.
from another
I
dimension?
100%
What if we
wanna
were all
chat with
what if we were girls?
That's dangerous.
That's a
what-
very that's a dangerous
Yeah,
thought
that'd be
process.
weird as shit.
Mhm.
Don't like
Yes.
it.
Yes. Let's get into the
Either way, let's start talking about weird news.
let's get into the equally bad news.
Oh.
So THQ
Nordic.
the guys that brought us basically all
Darksiders.
Darksiders.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of other games they've done.
I can't remember any other game.
They've done the
Time Splitters.
Time Splitters, yeah. They hosted a AMA and Ask Me Anything. Normally you host it on Reddit,
Usually, yeah, because
Normally,
AMAs are
it's a Reddit
thing.
and sometimes you post it on 4chan. 4chan's fine.
Who is this 4chan?
4chan is a internet message board.
No, he's a hacker.
It's a hacker.
Yeah, he's a hacker.
It's a hacker.
Ooh.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hey,
Greetings.
Sisu.
Hello. He's a regular.
Yep. What up, Sisu?
So THQ hosted an AMA.
Yes.
So, a backstory of 4chan. There used to be a group in 4chan. They ended up getting banned and setting up another website called 8chan for posting, let's say,
Inappropriate pictures
inappropriate-
of people that shouldn't have their pictures
illegal-
taken that way.
illegal, inappropriate
Nobody should
pictures.
have their pictures taken that way.
No one should. And so, this
That's why
website,
I say
8chan,
inappropriate.
yes. We
There are
get-
many pictures online of people being taken pictures of in those positions, but
Yes.
it's legal.
Yes, the legality of it is the concern here.
What do you mean? Well, they get paid
They should
for
know
it.
that now.
Guys, let's
It's a whole career they make out of that.
It's a thing.
It's an industry, really. One could call it.
It's like it gets the internet going.
It's kind of what the internet was made for, really.
Yes, a little bit.
According to some musicals.
Reputable musicals.
I don't know what you guys
Fact checking. So they ended up hosting their AMA on
The Food Network.
on the Food Network.
Yeah.
On the Food Network. No, they hosted it on 8chan.
Yes.
And as you might know,
Yes.
that is a poor decision. As you might have thought, that is a poor decision.
The group's by a beard. This is Ross.
It's not my first time.
No.
No,
Like,
first time with that
fifth, sixth?
haircut, maybe. Because
Yes,
I've always
maybe.
seen you with a little bit longer hair.
In the past, it has been long, but pulled back in the ponytail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. So yes, THQ Nordic decided to host an AMA on 8chan, the website that has been blacklisted by Google. It's very difficult to get blacklisted by Google,
Challenge accepted.
apparently. And so
Try looking for barrelrollnews.com now.
let's not associate with the being blacklisted. I like our
Let's not.
I like our SEO. I'm
Yeah.
good.
We're starting to get viewers. We're good.
So many people are watching us
don't
now.
like this now.
Yes. We don't want.
We're so hard.
They're so impressionable, Nick. We have to hold on.
3.
So yeah, they decided to
Doesn't
host
matter.
their Ask
No,
Me
I've worked
Anything
so hard, just throw it all away.
on the most random website of all.
That's a weird one to me. Like,
And of course, and the worst part about it is that the community manager is coming out and saying like, we didn't do our research and we should have
Clearly.
we should have
that
known.
takes 5 seconds.
And I think the one thing that you need to get out of it and say like, oh, we totally condone all of the things that this website does. They didn't say any of that.
Okay, but if you're doing your research and you can't find it on Google.
Yeah, but someone from 8chan probably went to them going like, "Hey, guys," because
that's exactly what happened.
That's what Reddit does. Is people like a mod who runs r/gaming will go to a company and mail their PR people and be like, "Hey, we'd love to do an AMA with Planet Coaster or one of those companies, especially the smaller ones, because they're way more willing to do publicity things." So it's like they send the message. So essentially, it should say, "We'd like you to do an Ask Me Anything on Reddit.com/r/gaming."
Yeah.
So really, all it takes is a person to click that link and go, "Oh, yeah, this is good. This is a thing."
So
but if they can't,
this is from the official THQ.
But they should have sent a. You wouldn't do an interview if they didn't send a link. That'd be me going like, "Hey, want to do the Barrel Roll newscast?"
This is from the
Sight Unseen.
This is from the THQ Nordic Twitter. I personally agree. I'm assuming this is like the CEO or CFO or whatever from THQ.
It's the PR person.
PR person. I personally agreed to this AMA without doing my proper due diligence to understand the history and the controversy of the site. I do not condone child pornography, white supremacy, or racism in any shape or form. I'm terribly sorry for the short-sightedness of my decision and promise to be far more vigorous in my assessment of these activities in the future. This was not about being edgy.
This blew up. Click.
This blew up, and I very much regret having it done in the first place. Philip Brock, PR marketing manager or marketing director.
He's the scapegoat.
Well,
someone's got it.
It was a team effort, but someone has to take the bullet.
But really, legit, it's...
I'm going to be fired a couple days later.
Clicking a button. Because if I ask someone to do an interview on this show...
On Pornhub.
Well, no, but legit, if I ask someone to do an interview on this show, I'm not going to be like, "Oh, this is my stuff." I'm including the website. I'm including links to some videos.
Yeah, I'm sure you did your due diligence with that gentleman, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, that's
the technical issue.
Again, that's the nice part of like Discord servers is ones with rules and actual mod teams and all of that stuff. They threw Philip under the bus.
Pretty much. A little bit.
Like that Discord already has its own kind of checks and balances to check people out. Yeah. So when he's like, "Hey, we should collab
on
your show. Can we collaborate?" And it's like, "Yeah, sure, that would be great, man. That's totally cool." But so I'm already trusting him, and then I'm go on his Twitch page, and it's like, all right, this guy's cool. He's not gonna start preaching about the KKK or something. Like again, you're going.
I'm sure if you search, I'm sure if you looked up Google 8chan, you're not gonna get the website.
No,
but you're gonna get information about the website as to why you're not finding it on Google. I'm sure you can find that out.
It's just very weird for a company.
It was probably maybe even a deal that they had that it was like too good to.
Someone gave them a lot of money.
Well, free, but it could have been like we can host you for free, and it's like okay, sure.
And I'm
trying to see why justify why they.
And at that point, you are THQ. You have a reputation. Why not just go to your official Reddit?
Big time, because there's a THQ Reddit.
Like
or Darksiders Reddit.
Or because no one goes there.
Or like any of the smaller publishers that.
Well, then r/gaming or/AMA.
Oh. Mine.
There's a whole Reddit just for Ask Me Anything. I don't know. I really don't.
They don't have
the fact that
it's a bunch of new people working there.
They just hired you guys. It's like, guys, there's this
great website I found. They hired Philip.
Yeah. Oh man.
Just
Phil.
to fire him.
They hired Phil.
Phil's like, "Guys, I found this new website. It's gonna be awesome, and they want us to do an Ask Me Anything."
Oh really? Okay.
Like,
Cool.
Oh, this was a bad idea.
5 seconds later.
Yeah. One of the developers is on there answering questions like, "Why are they sending me pictures?" Oh no!
What are they saying? Oh.
Oh no!
That's a lot of flags.
or someone sabotaged the company and then left before it.
No, I think they would have said something to that effect already.
I honestly don't know.
This rogue employee.
Oops.
I have to imagine that it really just came down to someone did not do their job.
Yeah,
they didn't research.
I can't imagine that something like this, which is definitely PR suicide, was intentional. Like, there's no way anyone saw this and intentionally did it unless there was someone who wanted to leave the company and was like, you know what, screw these guys. We're gonna.
I'm gonna go to 8chan. I'm gonna make my own Chan forum.
I have a hard time believing the chances are high that this was intentional. It was definitely someone not doing their job that definitely needed to do their job.
Or they
It was that.
Yeah,
I
so
definitely think it's that.
someone was sleep
Oh, yeah.
deprived, thought it was 4chan, hit an accept button,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden everything went.
Or
to,
just
Yeah.
didn't even think to check onto it. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's
Yeah,
probably
someone
similar to
wants it,
4chan. Let's do it.
Well, and again, to be fair, when we have done certain, like when we've done our charity stuff, and we've sent out emails, it hasn't always been the it's like, hi, we're doing this charity, we're
Yeah.
raising money for our local children's hospital. Da 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 da. Again, here's our website. Could you maybe possibly send us something? And these companies are like, sure, here's like a $10 gift certificate, and it's like,
It's really easy. PR is really easy.
well, but legit, it's like I didn't try that hard,
Yeah.
and.
So that's what I said. It was a deal.
But that's what I mean. So yeah, I get that where it was that oversight. It was something that got checked. Barrel Chan docket. Ooh, that
That's
sounds
not- Barrel-
risque.
Let's not start that.
BarrelChan.tv.
We
please.
don't want to get banned.
BarrelChan.tv.
Barrel Chan docket. I'm already running enough stuff. I know. I
Barrel
can't
Chan
keep
too.
doing things.
So yes.
Someone's already complaining about the intro video not being updated.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
Tony.
I'm now Philip. Yes, I agree to that.
I do not
Don't be
condone.
Philip, Tony.
I do not
Don't be
condone
Phil.
tiki torches or.
That's our new thing. Don't be Philip.
Don't be Phil.
Don't be Phil.
Don't be Phil.
That's really easy not to be Phil.
Apparently. So
We
that's
do
for
our due
THQ.
diligence.
I mean,
Yeah, I check things for about 5 seconds before I.
if you have any interest or knowledge of the internet,
Yeah.
basically, how to Google.
Well, but again, even we've now judged for that Design and Video Game Award thing that's happening in Edmonton.
Yep.
Again, like I talked to the guy on the phone as I'm like looking at his website, going like, "What? What's good? Okay.
Well, who are you?
Is
Who
this
are
like
you?
a solid thing, or are you just trying to steal my credit card information, sir?"
It's a pyramid scheme.
Why can't it be both?
Why not?
Pyramid scheme.
He's legit. They got the awards or the mock-up for the awards now. It's pretty,
Neat.
it's pretty stellar. It's pretty cool.
Looking forward to seeing that.
It's gonna be cool. Either way, moving
Yes,
on
moving-
to much better news the rest of the way
yes,
through.
yes, we want to
Happy.
rip that Band-Aid off.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's happier.
I'm
I don't
totally
know.
excited for this.
Well, that last one, I don't know if that's really happy.
I'm happy it's
the
finally.
last movie trailer.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm
happening.
surprised.
Don't worry,
I'm
it's
just
not
sad that it's not the other one.
You're not getting any X-Men movie. Let's just start there.
yeah,
Dark
okay.
Phoenix.
Dark
dropped a
Phoenix trailer dropped its trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's-
You and I are on the same boat
Oh
on that
yeah,
movie.
I want that.
We're
Yeah.
getting no X-Men
We'll get there
movies
though.
until yet.
Like
We'll
we'll,
see.
we'll
One
get
day.
we'll get there
Will
on
we?
the list.
All right,
Will
so
we?
let's start with Hellboy.
All right.
right.
You guys watched the Hellboy just now.
Yes.
We've seen it.
I've seen
We've
it.
all seen it now.
Baba Yaga's in it. That's exciting.
It's just exciting.
The chicken tree lady.
Chicken Tree Lady.
What's the
Chicken House.
the chicken
The
house.
chicken house
sorry.
lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that her?
Sure.
Yeah, chicken house. That's
Yeah.
it, yeah. And I'm excited because that was a big thing in Hellboy was Baba Yaga for the longest time.
See, I never read any Hellboy. My entire Hellboy experience is 100% Ron Perlman
Yeah.
and Guillermo del Toro.
Just to be clear, those movies were great too.
Oh yeah.
No,
Those
super
movies
good.
are super good too. But this has got a wildly different feel to it.
The Hellboy
It doesn't.
comics-
It doesn't though.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
I-
parts of it that
I-
are definitely.
like
As like with the casting of David Harbour as Hellboy, and you see in the trailers that have come out, like he's definitely not just copying Ron Perlman's Hellboy,
Which
but
is
you
nice.
can definitely see that they feel like very similar Hellboys too. Like it doesn't feel like a completely different character like you get sometimes in franchise reboots or
I get a bit of
casting changes.
I get a bit of a Knight's Tale vibe, where it's like all this fantasy stuff, but then it's just hard rock music playing on top of it, which is totally.
Well, and that could just be
wildly
the
different.
trailer, so we'll
It
see
could
what
be a trailer
happens,
thing,
'cause-
but it's very different.
Probably.
It's kind of like the Knight's Tale, where it's like, oh, cool, fantasy setting, also Queen's playing.
Except that with a Knight's Tale, it was
designed a little bit more.
historical
It was,
setting
it was
and
Chaucer.
ridiculously campy.
Yeah.
Love that movie so much.
Oh, totally.
But,
I want to watch that movie. Now that I said it out loud, I want to watch it again. Shit, that's good. Yeah, so Hellboy trailer, awesome. He's on a dragon with a sword
With
on
a
fire.
flaming sword, yeah. Well, and
so good.
the biggest thing to Hellboy in the comics was Mike Mignola took the like folklore tales that we don't know as well, so the Baba Yagas and like the more Asian inspired ones and that
Okay.
kind of stuff, and that's where his comics would center in. Is like there was some demon in like the Suicide Woods in
Japan.
in Japan, like there was actually something there. That's what was doing it. It was a spirit. So Hellboy's there essentially, like with a katana doing his stuff, because that's how you had to kill the thing, was with like a
Special katana.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's where he goes with like Hellboy. It's all very folklory, based jazz. So when you see, Baba Yaga, like, it's like, okay, someone again has read something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope they've read a lot of it and they've actually put that into the script.
Nowadays with all those comic book movies coming out.
I get that,
you
but
don't do your research, you're gonna make fair.
But that was my thing with Venom, where it was a good movie. I feel like there was still a better movie underneath there somewhere, because every once in a while they'd say a line and I'm like, like someone was paying attention to something in the comics, thank you. And then it would drift off in a different direction. You're like, okay,
Jameson.
we're back to. But that's the thing, like
the name drop of Jameson from the space as a straight astronaut.
Well, as an astronaut, like boom, okay, someone's read something, cure for cancer. Someone's read something because they tried to use Venom as a cure for cancer, and like there were bits and pieces, and that's where I'm hoping people making this movie have, instead of just like sprinkled that it's legit, just like, oh yeah, this.
That's why it's like it feels like a movie out of the early 2000s. A comic book movie. It almost felt like,
I'm cool with,
which is fine.
I don't need all the interconnected junk.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Really, how do you connect
unless you're
everything
Marvel?
Hellboy?
Unless.
Well, that was other news.
Can I also like say how I appreciate R-rated comic book movies nowadays, because now it's just it's not just R-rated for the sake of saying like dropping F-bombs and like showing nudity. We've seen that with Deadpool now. And I really appreciate the fact that they're doing it R-rated, but it's not just like, oh, F this, F that. And,
well, it's horror.
Well, it's going back to what Blade did. Blade is like, there might be another comic book movie that started it, but Blade's the one that popularized the 18A R-rated comic book movie.
Violence is essentially the shtick.
People are going to get decapitated.
Violence,
there's gonna be blood.
dark themes. Maybe there's some swearing, but it's not like...
The nudity and swearing is not what makes it R. It's essentially Wolverine's claws are going to go through someone's head.
Logan was another one.
Yeah.
Was Logan not R-rated?
They fought for R. They lost money because of, like, Jackman lost R because of the rate, like the R rating, or he took a pay cut that he made back easily on ticket sales. Don't tell me he was not signed on for ticket sale money.
There's no way.
So, like, even with Logan, like, that's how do you make an old man Logan movie without being R? Same thing with Hellboy.
Yeah.
Like, again, don't get me wrong, I appreciate those old Ron Perlman ones and the old Del Toro ones, but this has got that violence in it that's tasteful. It's just enough, but it's not over the top.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like tasteful.
Like this guy's gonna get this head. Also,
someone's getting a head cut off.
Also, people are getting dusted in the trailer. Just saying.
I know that looked very
Thanos did it.
No, that looked very mummy-ish to me.
Thanos did it first.
Like the Tom Cruise mummy kind of. Yeah.
Thanos did it first.
Well, no, the mummy.
No, the mummy did it first.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
The mummy did it like 2 or 3 years earlier.
You don't.
Have
you seen Tom Cruise run?
Yeah, I've watched Mission Impossible.
Have you seen him run away from a dust cloud?
Yes.
Then you've seen the movie.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, and some of those fall.
Okay, if anything, you can picture it.
In Ghost Protocol.
Yeah, that's the second one. The second most recent one. The second most recent.
No, the third most recent now, I'm pretty sure. I think they have like 6 or 7.
I'm out.
Jeremy
as long as he's running, it doesn't matter.
The point is, Ghost Protocol has him running away from a sandstorm.
I do remember that scene.
Oh, yeah.
Was that
they're in Dubai.
They're in Dubai.
Oh, yeah. That's what So basically, it's just recut from the money. Okay.
And there's a woman in the dust cloud. Sorry, my bad.
Minor differences.
I loved Ghost Protocol. I have not seen any of them since Ghost Protocol, but Ghost Protocol is like the second best Mission Impossible.
They're solid films.
Fallout's
except for the second one, which is garbage.
I like the second one on the train. No, the first one's on the...
No, the second one was the...
Chimera virus.
Okay.
Fallout was really fun. I enjoyed Fallout a lot.
I haven't
more so than I thought I would.
It's like the
if you like Ghost Protocol, Fallout is more that.
It's like the Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh, so good.
I stopped after 2 because
Tokyo
Drift came out, and I'm like, no,
best one. No.
And then Vin Diesel came back, and I'm like, all right, maybe like when it comes out on rental, and then all of a sudden like 5 and 6, and I'm like, Nick has to now catch up, like. Clearly, these movies are going somewhere.
Tokyo Drift is the best one. It
is
the best one of them all because it is so dumb.
Again, I am solidly impressed by the Fast and the Furious franchise for working 3 back into the mix, like through retconning it in other films
and retconning 2 as well.
No, they didn't.
No, 2 was just him on his
own.
Oh,
no, 3 was the
Tokyo.
Yeah, so they had to rework 3 into it somehow because of that stupid post-credit scene.
Yeah. So then it's, all of a sudden one of the movies takes place before 3, and then things happen.
And then specific scene takes place, and then the rest of it is...
And yet none of those characters have come, like...
Well, Bow Wow. He'll come back soon.
He's not little anymore.
Medium Bow Wow's coming back.
Medium Bow Wow.
Medium Bow Wow.
But yeah, Hellboy, like
Hellboy trailer is awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Speaking of interconnected combined universes,
Nah.
they have announced ScoobyDoo movie, animated, big screen, like they're going for it.
Oh no.
Are we getting
Will Forte will be playing Shaggy.
Who's Will? Who do I know him?
Last Man on Earth, SNL.
Oh, him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Really?
he was MacGruber.
Yeah, MacGruber.
Really?
As Shaggy.
I never watched MacGruber.
Gina Rodriguez of Jane the Virgin and Carmen Sandiego will be playing Velma.
Okay.
Okay.
They're getting the guy who does Scooby-Doo back. So Scooby-Doo will sound like Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
That's not hard.
Old version.
Then they also have someone coming in, and I forgot who it is, but it's someone with a bit more of an, like, same kind of list actor as Will Forte and Gina Rodriguez, but doing, the Hanna-Barbera caveman guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was like just a nose with long hair and a beard.
Okay.
Yeah, he will also be
Right.
joining Mystery Inc. to help solve crimes, along with other people from the Hanna-Barbera universe, because they have to stop Dick Dastardly from ending the world.
How dare he?
So,
I don't know most of the things.
I don't know anything those
Hanna-Barbera.
other than Hanna-Barbera or Hannah Montana or whatever you just said.
Hanna-Barbera, so the guys that did, like, Flintstones, Jetsons,
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo, like, all Huckleberry Hound, Yogi Bear, all of those guys.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna
Essentially,
crossover
they're doing
movie.
a crossover movie event where
Man.
they have to
Any
stop Dick
backstory.
Dastardly, like the over,
Man.
like the twirly mustached bad guy,
Yeah.
from ending the world.
Man, Thanos really did a number on the reality, didn't he?
Like,
This could either go surprisingly well or
No.
unsurprisingly terribly.
Exactly.
Surprisingly terrible.
Either way, it's going to be a watch.
but here's
I
the
think.
thing: I'm walking in, going, "This is going to be absolute garbage." So if it's
yeah.
anything above absolute garbage, it's going to be decent.
Exactly.
I think I would enjoy it even if it was complete garbage.
The voice
No.
casting's what's throwing me off, though. Legitimately, you have Matthew Lillard who can pull off Shaggy.
I was just thinking, like, they should have just brought him back as Shaggy.
Right.
Like, he's still great.
Yeah.
I love Matthew Lillard.
Well, and when the whole Shaggy meme thing was going on
Oh
online.
my god, Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Yeah, like they were
So
throwing him
dumb.
into everything. So
Okay.
he was in fighting games now. Like even the Mortal Kombat guy did a
There's-
shtick where like they
he
threw
drew him
like
in.
He drew in a photorealistic Shaggy fighting, Scorpion
For
sort
Mortal
of
Kombat.
thing.
It's a internet.
But then someone posted like at a con, there was this little girl who was absolutely like terrified of Matthew Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out from behind his table and he starts like, "Hey man, like it's super groovy that you're here." Da, da, da. Like he does the Shaggy thing and he bends down and the girl's like, and he's like, "Too bad my friend Scoob couldn't be here today." Like da da da. And the girl all of a sudden's like, and you're just going, what a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Voice actors are great.
well, but he's an actor.
Yeah.
He's done
What is he
stuff.
Dream. He was in Good Girls.
13 Ghosts, which I-
Fantastic in Good Girls.
Yeah.
Never
13
watched.
Ghosts was actually a fair. Like I liked that movie.
I
As
can't say I've seen that, so I don't know.
He did a lot of like again B-rate horror films
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
in the day.
Still
Scooby-Doo.
does.
Arguably
Yeah.
his most notable title just because it had the name recognition behind it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, like it's he's an actual actor, but he's one of those guys who is actually a decent human being, slightly somewhere on the it's there.
I haven't looked into it much, but that's kind of the vibe I've gotten from anything I've seen.
Yeah.
Like anytime I see Matthew Lillard in like not in an acting role,
Yeah.
like I've seen him show up in an article or something like that, it always seems like he's a legitimately cool guy.
Yeah. So I don't know why they didn't get him back as Shaggy, because again, that's a Shaggy voice to me. Like that's
Yeah.
Shaggy.
But
Is it-
I'm
is it
very
animated?
interested in seeing how
gonna be animated.
Will Forte
Okay, because
does.
I thought it was live action.
No, and full on animated. Like they're spending actual
drawing.
good money to. Well, it's Warner Brothers Animation, so it actually could be 3D.
Okay.
Go that direction with it, but
Kick in the brain.
no.
No,
That's not Hanna-Barbera. That's Warner Brothers. Warner Bros. Animation's doing the movie
I'm trying to think
with
of others.
Hanna-Barbera.
It's
Wacky
like
Races?
Yeah. Wacky Racers was the original crossover event for Hanna-Barbera.
They should just do Wacky Races.
That's I think what this movie's gonna be. Considering they've only
If
announced
it's Wacky
Shaggy,
Races, I think I'm on board with
considering
this.
they've only announced Shaggy, Velma, and Scooby, and the Caveman was part of the Wacky Races.
Yep. The Scooby Gang was never part of the races.
Yeah, but if they put three of them into the Scooby's in the middle, Velma's on one side, and Shaggy's
Velma's
on
there
the
to keep track of them too, so they don't get.
Well, yeah.
I've never watched Wacky Racer, so I don't know.
It's
okay.
It's Mario Kart, but as a TV show.
Oh. Who was gonna win this episode?
And Dick Dastardly would set traps along the way.
Oh.
With his dog.
Yeah.
Old school
if it's
cartoons.
Wacky Races, then I'm totally on board.
That's
so what you're saying is just Wacky Racers too.
Well, no, like
there was never a movie.
It was just a show.
It was a TV
Do the
show.
Wacky Racers movie? I'm in. Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. teaming up with other people, like, you know, Yogi Bear's sitting there going like,
So
"Nick Best good," and you're like,
his
no.
plot is to take over the world by winning the race.
See,
That seems.
it doesn't have to be complicated. It's a kids movie.
No, I'm more on board with this now.
Speaking of other kids movies, Detective Pikachu.
It's not a kids.
What do you mean, kids movies?
This is a terrifying film.
I'm so ready for this
Detective
movie.
Pikachu
So
is
ready for
the
this
movie I never realized I wanted so badly.
Yes, it is. That Ludicolo. Oh, that's terrifying.
I don't know what that is.
That toad or that
When he's
frog,
asking
like,
for the
okay,
coffee at the
sombrero.
bar, and he goes like, "Brah!"
Oh, that thing.
That's
Yeah.
a Ludicolo.
Because I know nothing about any of the Pokemon after 151.
It is gonna be
However,
so
like
good.
I'm not a big Pokemon fan. I did watch the Pokemon cartoon. I had some of the cards. I've played the card game once or twice. I've never played the video game. But Pokemon's one of those franchises that's always kind of like been in my purview, but I've never gone into it. And when I saw that they had a trailer for Pokemon Detective come out, I was like, yeah, I guess I'll check out that trailer. And I watched the trailer and I was like, movie of the summer right here.
Movie of the year.
I want this so badly.
Yeah, movie of the year.
See, here's my thing. Because we thought the same thing with Avengers 3, where it was like, this is going to be movie of the year. And by the end of the year, it was like,
Mary Poppins.
I picked Mary Poppins legitimately because...
Oh, we all had different movies.
We did. We ended up picking different stuff, but mostly because Avengers 3
We expected that to be amazing.
But as good as it was, the beats were all there, and this was that, and this was that, but it was a very structured, like, this is what I'm getting out of it. Like, Mary Poppins, I left going, like, I'm humming songs, and I'm singing and dancing, and I feel like it's like this. I was up when I was supposed to be up, and down when I was supposed to be down, and this happened, like, just, like everything was...
See, I got that. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was very much that, too. Watching all these different art styles just work together.
Yeah.
And me wanting literally more of this.
So, yeah,
More.
Detective Pikachu could totally take... Especially if it's
and Ryan Reynolds totally is getting into that role. He posted that video a couple days before the trailer dropped.
Yeah.
So
the
good.
Kids at school.
So
What
good.
kids? I don't have kids.
Pikachu doesn't have kids.
Pikachu doesn't have kids. Because Ryan Reynolds.
We'll show you that
is doing
video
his
later.
Ryan Reynolds is doing his regular Ryan Reynolds thing, where so I'm getting into my role.
I got into the role, so when I went to pick up my kids, I didn't show up. Pikachu doesn't have kids.
Then his wife got mad at me, but Pikachu doesn't have a wife.
There are daughters. That cuts to the wife. There are daughters. He just left them at the school. So yes, Detective Pikachu. I think the Mewtwo reveal was maybe a little too premature.
Yes.
But if you've played the Detective Pikachu video game, Mewtwo is a huge part of that story. So they had to.
So you knew it was coming.
So played it,
if you played the game, or if you know.
And if you haven't, now you're like, I get to see
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. A live action Mewtwo.
Which, in my defense, or in their defense, looks really good.
Everything looks
Everyone's
stellar.
complaining like, oh man, Mewtwo looks too scaly. I'm like, who cares, man? It looks great.
I have not had one complaint about any of the look, like even Jigglypuff with like the tiny it's Jigglypuff has
hairdo.
I'm so ready for
actual hair
Jigglypuff.
for the curl, and it's like a little fuzzy on the outside. It's like
Mr. Mime is looking better and better every time they show him.
But I'm like, legitimately, that's what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The humor is there. Like it's amazing.
People were pissed that Pikachu had fur and wasn't like this smooth
But
thing.
if you
and
watch the cartoon, he's got hair. Like when Ash pets him,
and again on a cartoon that you're pumping out. How many episodes of a year?
I think
is it one a week?
Yeah, they dropped their 1,000th one a couple of months back.
Yeah, you're not gonna sit there going like, hold on,
every single strand of hair.
I got this.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
Pikachu will be done in an hour, guys. For how many frames?
1. It's all computer done now, anyways. All those shows.
Wow, but
It's
still
all drawn on the computer.
to have to like program in all.
No, this looks good.
It looks great.
It looks so good. It looks funny. It's got all the beats of a Pokemon universe.
And the actor with the last name Smith is in no way related to
Justice Smith.
Yeah.
Not related.
I
to
was
Smith.
curious about that, and then forgot to look into it and did
You're
something
fine.
else.
Yeah, you're
it's
fine.
we're safe.
I'm super. He looks like if this is one of his first big roles. I'm hoping he did.
No,
more.
he's been in other. Wasn't he in Fallen Kingdom?
I don't know what that is.
The Screamer.
I don't know what that is.
No, in the Fallen Kingdom, he was the Screamer.
That's the
It's Fallen Kingdom.
that's the newest Mission Impossible, right?
That's
No,
Jurassic
the
Park.
Fallout.
Right.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he was in Jurassic Park.
Like
or
the
Jurassic
nerd?
World.
I have not.
Yeah, that was
seen
him. That was him. Yeah.
He's the
Sure.
Screamer because things coming out. And
I
he's
know
screaming.
what you're talking about. We're
Yeah.
good. That
So,
movie had dinosaurs.
speaking
in
of
it.
I have
dinosaurs.
not seen it yet.
Speaking of
You see
Pokemon,
Jurassic Park 2?
it's basically Jurassic Park 2 again, except they make you want to feel more.
Jurassic Park 2 is amazing, and in my personal opinion, still the second best movie in the franchise.
I'm just saying.
It's not bad.
It's the same flick, but yes, there's more shots of like Blue as a baby raptor, so you're like, oh.
It makes you feel
Oh, okay.
more. Speaking of Pokemon news, we didn't put it on there. Pokemon Japan dropped a trailer for the next Japanese movie, the 22nd film,
Sure.
which is called Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. It's basically the first movie, but in CG. It's all CG. No hand drawn anything. Everything is CG. There's shots of.
Anime then?
I don't know. We can watch a trailer of it later, but it's all
Does it
CG.
count
There's
as
Ash.
anime if it's CG?
Don't know.
Sure.
Don't know. So there's
breaking
shots of
CG
Ash,
anime.
Brock, Misty,
CG.
uh,
yeah.
Nurse Joy. Like it's all there. So
All these female CG characters. This is going in a direction that I don't think they want.
it doesn't look good.
HN.
It looks.
Chan.
Yeah, we'll post it to HN.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really weird. And I showed my fiance and we were like, but that's not how the original movie feels like. It's weird. It's all CG. If you've watched the first movie like a million times like I have, I don't know what to expect. I was kind of hoping for an original film, not a retelling of the first movie.
Kind of like watching the live-action Beauty and the Beast. Why do I need this when I can just watch the cartoon? It's the same movie.
I was
To
going to
be-
say that one
But
was
that
legitimate.
expanded, though.
There was a few parts that did expand.
Anything that Josh Gad was on screen for, I was amazing. It was ready for it.
They expanded things with that.
The
Though.
plague stuff was cool.
The forgetting everyone
And the
everyone
time freeze was cool.
That was cool. I
everyone
really
forgetting the
liked that.
castle was cool.
Yeah.
But like, that's what I mean. There were bits and pieces of it where you're like,
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, beat for beat, it's pretty much the same going through.
Oh yeah, but they're all going to be like that. It's just they're going to expand.
Well, the
upon
Jungle
it.
Book wasn't. The Jungle Book threw in things that
I think that
were less Jungle Booky.
Yeah, that
and
one had a
more-
little bit more
Which is why-
creative leeway to
So-
make some changes.
Which is why
to
The Lion King
story.
I'm not worried about because Jon Favreau is doing that one. so.
I'm still up in the air about that one. I will wait a little bit more to see more of that film. But I think
the Aladdin one. I'm
my
stoked
con-
for.
my concern about
We'll give you
this
another
Pokemon
trailer.
movie is that
Mhm.
yeah
We'll give you another trailer.
Yes.
And we'll see your opinion.
the
I want
the thing is
to
that the last year's Pokemon film, The Power of Us, was drawn so beautifully and so well done as an actual anime. It's just jarring to step back.
Is it a step back though?
It's
not a
100
step forward.
It's a 100 step.
Or is it just a step sideways?
Maybe it's a lateral. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because we're going to CG now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
that's a
but it
step.
doesn't look good. That's the problem. If you watched last year's Power of Us movie, it looked
did not.
gorgeous.
It's
it
on
looked
Netflix.
It is on Netflix. Go watch it, guys. I've watched it in theaters.
Then I'd have
Surprises
to
no one.
open Netflix.
Surprises no one.
You're not already there.
But it is so.
No, I was
yeah.
in my Google Play.
Yeah, no, it's the I don't know why they're doing a CG version of a remake of the first movie, and it might be. I don't know.
It is. It's exactly what it is.
But like, there's so many cooler
Look,
stories.
new Pokemon stuff.
They have Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield coming out. They could have like a side.
Doesn't matter.
They could have a Meltan
Overload.
movie. They could have
Overload.
a Meltan movie.
Nope.
Like Meltan.
Disney keeps throwing out all this stuff, all the remakes, all the superhero stuff.
Money.
Pokemon.
Either way, that's coming out in Japan in June or July, so we'll get that probably
Next year.
February or so. Yeah, Pokemon trailer release, and then the last one,
Dark Phoenix.
little. Yes, the MCU is rounding up all of the mutants.
It's their own end game.
It's the MC.
I'm glad that this series is ending.
Yes.
Is it though?
It better.
Hashtag give me.
Is it one of those not ending things, or it's ending but it's not ending?
Hashtag
There's no way it's not ending, because then there'd be a lot of Quicksilver confusion.
Right.
I feel like
different dimension.
Or legitimately, this movie has been put on hold so many times is because the reshoots are to somehow Quicksilver runs so fast he hits himself in the past, and we have a Flashpoint type of style event, and
that doesn't really happen in the Marvel comics.
I don't think we're gonna do that.
Well,
with
it
the Dark
doesn't, but that's
Phoenix
what I'm
story.
saying is like.
I don't think we're gonna do that with the Dark Phoenix story.
This movie's not actually coming out, guys. I'm just throwing that out there.
Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, it's not coming out.
It's coming out. This one's coming out.
What about the New Mutants?
No. Hate to disappoint you.
God damn it.
In all honesty, I can see the MCU doing a New Mutants themselves at a later date once things
settle down. Well, the ink is going to dry sometime in mid-March, right? So
I could also even see them putting out the New Mutants as a completely separate thing as well. They said they're still gonna hang on to Deadpool, and so far it's got a degree of separation from all of the MCU, and is even like crossing over into the Fox X-Men. So it's still within that, and everything in the New Mutants, like, they're all characters that the MCU does not need to use.
Correct.
So really, in my opinion anyway, I think it's more likely that they'll actually push forward and put out New Mutants and then completely forget about it and then revisit those characters separately. Then
to add on to what you're thinking, what I think they're going to actually end up doing is finishing up New Mutants and then putting it on one of their streaming services, either Hulu or Disney Plus or something like that.
I could be fine with that.
I could see that happening, because then you don't have to spend a marketing budget to put a movie in the theaters, yet you still have this more or less finished product. You can launch your service with it.
Legitimately, the only reason Dark Phoenix is hitting theaters is because of the name power in the film. Like, you have Fassbender and Lawrence and, like, you know, you have all those.
Turner.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, you have all of these people with names where it's like,
but judging by the trailer, how much is Lawrence actually in it?
We don't.
I
even know.
hope very little. I hate her as Mystique.
I'm not a huge fan of her.
Or she gets sent through
time vortex.
Not time.
Time.
Reality vortex and gets sent to the
MCU.
No.
It's Dark Phoenix's way.
And then she just gets.
I'll take Stamos' ex-wife.
She was a way better Mystique.
Yep.
Yeah. She just needs more like actual speaking lines to be.
Well, yeah,
proper
she
Mystique.
wasn't. Yeah, instead of just like, you know, the lady who changes what she looks like to kill a guy and grab something. It's like, can we stop using her as a henchman? And actually make her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like.
As opposed to Lawrence.
They made her way
like,
too.
I'm gonna be a good guy, and it's like, no.
They made her too. They made us care for her too much.
I don't think it's that. I think that they just completely changed her personality. They made her a far more empathetic character, whereas Mystique is ruthless and smart. You know who would make an amazing Mystique, even though like she's getting older? Charlize Theron would be a fantastic Mystique. She would nail that role.
But you don't have to have. You can have her as the, I guess, main body, but she doesn't have to be.
Yeah, she doesn't technically have to be like there.
Yeah, but like the attitude and persona that Charlize Theron can put forth in a role like that.
She did with
perfect.
The hell's that movie? Assassin movie, Atomic Blonde.
Oh, I need to see that
I've
still.
not seen it.
But
is it good?
Yeah.
Huh?
I need to see that.
In all honesty, they have to find someone where they're not going to be continually transforming them back into a human, so you can see their like. We need to find an actress who's cool with just having the body paint on and being like, I am this character.
You need someone who's as cool as it with, like Ryan Reynolds, always in either face makeup for Deadpool or under a mask.
Never. Or Kelsey Grammer when he was Beast, like he was Beast, like.
Oh man, Kelsey Grammer's Beast.
He rocked Beast.
Yeah,
yes,
Beast.
He is Beast.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, there's too many of them now where it's like, I am paid money. You must see my face, and it's like, well, no, you're supposed to be blue. Like, I'm sorry, you're supposed to be blue.
And then, like Ryan Reynolds. Now he's just Pikachu for an entire movie.
And I'll give you the scene where, like, you know, you get to have your regular face for 5 seconds because again, it's okay, sure.
Yeah.
But like Jennifer Lawrence, it's I am Jennifer Lawrence. You are going to see my face, and it's
or
like,
you make the blue makeup so close to my face that it has to still look like me.
I'm okay with that. As long as, like, you know, they're all But again, no one in Hollywood gets hired with a shovel face except for Robert Patterson from the Twilight film. And he
like
never
a
had
cinder
that.
block.
He never had a shovel face. He's in Harry Potter, and I always forget that. He's in the 4th Harry Potter flick, and you're like, oh yeah, you were good at acting at one point. What happened to you? Like, it looks like he ran into a wall full steam. It looks like he had a face dimension.
Be kind to that guy, man.
No, it's not. It's legitimately whatever they makeup did or the false teeth. Maybe it was the false teeth that did it. But it changed his. Well, because he was a vampire in the Twilight series.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did
I wonder
to
if
change
they did
his
makeup to like bring out the
cheekbones, but
or
they made his
something?
face look so flat.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, what happened? Because, well, and it's the same discussion people were having online yesterday. Jay and Silent Bob, Kevin Smith released the first shot of like them filming.
I like the Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, no.
We're all on board with the Detective. Choo choo train.
So one person on Reddit put like Jay and Silent Bob in Clerks versus the reboot 20-some years later. People are like, woof, they look rough. And it's like, well, Jay survived a meth addiction that destroyed part of his jaw. So his face is, like, his jawline has changed because he had to have most of it replaced and has all new teeth. And it's like, and Kevin Smith had a heart attack that almost killed him.
So
like,
he got better.
Legitimately, the two of them have seen some stuff, man, for, like, them being 44 years of age. I think they're looking pretty good for the lifestyles they have led.
I have not seen what Jason Mewes looks like these days, but like
Kevin Smith looks amazing.
Kevin Smith looks fine to me.
Yeah,
well, it's now that he's gone
lost
skinny,
a lot of,
so now
he's lost a lot of weight, which is
the Silent Bob, like where he's always kind of like golfering.
Yeah,
it looks kind of weird now because he has a neck.
Okay.
So it does. It looks a little awkward because it looks like he's extending his neck out way more than he should be, but it's just because he's got a neck.
More neck.
So now he's got like wide eyes doing this, and you're like, oh, that's what Silent Bob looks like. Cool. And they're like, why is Silent Bob always like that? And it's like, because he doesn't talk, so he has to talk through his eyes. You got like, what is? People on the internet are dumb.
Silent.
Like I watched Mallrats the other day, and legitimately, this was a few weeks ago, so it's not in the post-credit show, but legitimately, like those two are gold.
They made that movie.
I know.
That's a great 90s movie.
That's a great 90s
That's
movie.
the epitome of one of those old, like.
Oh yeah.
But they're doing Kevin Smith's doing like 3-minute things on YouTube showing like they're doing tech stuff right now, so they're going to all the locations. So one of them they went to this closed down like Taco Bell or something. It's not quite a Taco Bell, but it's a fast food restaurant. So they're rebuilding Moochie's or whatever it is from like the Golden Cow.
Yeah.
They're rebuilding the fast food joint. And he's like, little do they know there'll be a giant golden cow on that sign in about 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh my god. I like Kevin Smith's movies. They're junk, but they're Kevin Smith movies.
They haven't
I haven't
appealed to
seen
them.
all of them, but there's definitely some that stand way above the rest.
And the Jay and Silent Bob stuff is all...
Dogman and
Dogma's
Mallrats
so
are
Dog
right at
Buds
the
are
top.
great.
You can't get it anywhere.
The trick is to already have it.
Because no one wants to like release that film.
Why not?
Because the Christian groups come out.
So what?
Did,
All of the money.
again, look
Trigger
at
society.
look at that online though. When that movie first released, great. Look it up on YouTube after you're done watching us. There was a protest outside the premiere. Kevin Smith was out there with a sign, getting interviewed, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know about this movie, man. There's like some bad stuff going on."
I need to hunt that down. That looks hilarious.
I feel like that's up his alley.
Yeah.
Well, he is. He's the most open about all of the stuff that actually happens in Hollywood, to the point where it's like, well, what about this person? And he's just like, I cannot speak about. And as soon as Kevin Smith does not want to say something about something, you're like, oh, that can't be good.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll talk about Bruce Willis. He hates Bruce Willis with a fiery passion. Because Bruce Willis is apparently a giant D-bag.
That's not overly surprising.
Right? Like, but
He's getting to that age too, where like he's gonna be angry and
Even before that.
yeah, but even to Kevin Smith, it's legitimate. Like he's sitting there going, like, he was my hero, man, and then you act like you direct him, and it's excuse me, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Bruce Willis, sir. I'm only trying to do my job.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What did you direct him in?
The
The Die Hard.
Was it Die Hard?
Yeah. The
one with Justin
Long.
Justin Long. That was Kevin Smith.
Okay, so the fifth one?
Fourth one.
Fourth one because it was the daughter was in it.
Hold on.
Right,
Saved a tower.
It was the
Saved the
Airplane.
airport. Saved a city. Saved the world.
And then there was a fifth one.
Yeah, then there was
Save
a
the
fifth
world
one.
again.
Save the world.
Was-
And the next one we go to space.
We don't.
What about a different dimension?
Okay, I'm down with that too.
I think we have to go to space first.
Space and then a different dimension.
Yeah.
Why not film the same back to back?
Oh yeah,
There we
film
go,
them both.
because
Yeah.
number 5.
Yeah,
Five.
do back to back.
Did so bad
Yeah, number 5 was garbage.
in
What was
Russia.
that one?
That's 'cause it
Die
was
another
garbage.
Russia.
Die.
Live to
Die Hard?
Live Free. and
Live free, die hard.
I don't know.
Live Free or Die Hard.
I don't know. The one with Justin Long.
I'm only on the third one.
I
right
like
now,
that
so-
one
I like
too.
that one.
I
I'm
like
only
that
on
it
the
was
third
one. I liked it.
like going into the hacker thing, and it's like, this is a.
And they went super corny with the hack. Like
yeah.
they die harded the hacking. It was
Oh, yeah.
perfect.
But
I'm only on the
it was
third
still
one
like
right now, so I don't know where
This is
movie's
a
at.
Have you actually watched the
modern
third
take.
one? No, I'm on
and
it, like,
legitimate
like,
change
I-
to Die Hard, but
yeah.
it's still Die Hard. I like
Cyberterrorism.
it.
I've only seen the
Yeah.
first two. What?
You know Samuel L. Jackson's in the next one, right?
Man,
Oh no,
I need-
Live Free or Die Hard was the Justin Long one.
Okay.
Okay.
A Good Day to Die Hard was.
That really sounds like a James Bond title.
It's just
They're getting there.
I was gonna say the title.
Well, the stuff he's doing in there, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, that's
Dark Phoenix is bad.
Dark Phoenix.
Poor Dark Phoenix. They're just
Dark Phoenix
pushing
will
it
come
out and then just kind of watching it fall as it dies.
I don't think it will fall as hard as people.
You know what? I watched the trailer yesterday, and it didn't look that bad. Like, it looks, in my opinion, it looks pretty
It looks like
on average with how the
That series has
McAvoy
been-
Fassbender X-Men series has been going. Like, it's had its ups and downs.
Yep.
So far, in my opinion anyway, it has not had a down nearly as bad as The Last Stand. That's setting the
Apocalypse.
bar
You
very
mean the
low.
last Phoenix movie we got?
Yes.
Apocalypse is pretty low too.
Not like that, and Apocalypse had a fantastic redeeming quality in the Magneto origin. Because
Yes,
they
true.
brought in the original Magneto origin to really give him some character depth, and they did that fantastic.
I showed my fiance that, or she watched the trailer. She's like, "How are they going to do this without Hugh Jackman?" I'm like, "I don't know. I mean,
Don't need to. Cyclops is the love interest.
Yeah.
I know
He'll be the one to turn her around.
I'm glad at the point that we're done with Wolverine
Yeah.
for now.
for now.
Because and again, when X-Men moves to the MCU, I want them to find the short, stocky
Yeah.
Canadian.
Wolverine. Yeah, like just
Just get Michael Cera.
the
the
beer
Canadian.
drinking, short, stocky, just like
Don't give a.
I am a giant ball of hairy rage,
Yeah.
but not Hugh Jackman, 6 foot, like short, stocky, and
When he started in that series, he was shortish.
They made him
And
look
then
short,
he
yeah.
They made him look
grew
shorter.
6
Yeah.
inches?
no,
Yeah.
they just made him look shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they made him taller.
Well, no, he was always tall. They just
Yeah.
they camera angled the
Right.
way
That's
that-
what I'm saying. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know why they.
Because they just gave up and got. Again, you're not going to start putting people on boxes and doing like. You're just like, he's imposing now. Let him be him.
It's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
I hope that when Marvel inevitably does go and put in their own X-Men, that it feels like more of an ensemble cast, the same way that they've mostly done with Guardians. Obviously, Star-Lord stands a little bit in front of the rest of them, but it's still pretty equal, all things
They
considered.
tried the last ensemble
And-
they tried to do completely burned.
What?
What?
Humans.
That was Marvel TV. They didn't
wasn't-
count.
That doesn't
anything
count.
anything Feige touches is fine.
But yeah, I hope they do it more like Guardians, where it feels like there's very much equal play between whatever group of X-Men they
Yep.
choose, and that it doesn't turn into The Last Stand, where it's like, how about if it's just Wolverine and Storm, and then maybe everyone else can share the other 50% of screen time?
I hear
And again,
I
that's
hear
where
the
you have to find
Gifted
the
is
right
doing-
actors.
I hear the Gifted is doing really, really well for Fox right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's where you have to find the
I
right
haven't
actors,
seen
because
that yet.
part of Last Stand's problem was Halle Berry wanted more screen time.
And Halle Berry is not a good Storm.
No, she was not.
Halle Berry is a decent actress.
Man.
She is not a good Storm.
Would you rather have her as Storm or Catwoman?
Catwoman, because then she's out of my MCU.
Boom.
Okay,
I don't care
DC
about
can have her.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
I watched that basketball scene out of context. Man, that's a bad scene.
Yeah, but that's like watching the part context from the Daredevil movie out of scene when they're fighting on a teeter-totter.
I've never watched the Daredevil movie either.
Then watch the director's cut because
you
it's
guys
not worthwhile.
You guys keep
otherwise.
saying that. I haven't seen either.
Yeah,
So.
It
Director's
adds
cut.
half an hour of plot.
You mean it adds plot?
Correct. So
Oh, okay.
it cannot fix the casting problems because you cannot fix the casting problems. However, it fixes
Can now.
story problems.
Let's CGI this junk. Super director's cut.
So just watch the Netflix series.
We'll impose him over top of Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he's got enough action sequences.
To be honest, I really feel bad for Ben Affleck when it comes to the comic book movies, because he is a giant nerd. So the fact that he gets cast as Daredevil and is excited about it, and that's what comes out of it.
That wasn't even the worst casting choice.
No.
though. I feel like he could have.
How
He
was-
didn't do a
how was
bad
it-
job.
how was Elektra?
He had a terrible Elektra to
Elektra
work
was
with, and he had
horrible.
a
Was she?
terrible
Jennifer-
Bullseye to work
I don't
with.
know.
I really like Colin Farrell. He did not make a good Bullseye.
To be fair, Bullseye has that personality, just not that.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I thought he was psychotic.
He is
Not-
psychotic,
he's,
not in that way.
he's a sociopath. He's
Sociopath,
not
like-
just like
He's not Carnage.
bad shit insane. He's
Okay,
not Carnage.
again, never watched this movie, so I don't know how they.
It's bad.
I like the
he's-
Daredevil in the Netflix show.
Like, it's like,
or yeah, Bullseye. In the Netflix
instead of
show.
sadistically walking over and he's got a card and maybe flipping it or something, you know, like that, it's like he'll lick it and then like cross it over the weird scar thing that they put on his forehead, and it's like, and you're going,
What?
just kill him! Like,
What the hell is this?
it was a 90s comic book movie.
Yeah.
But bad, yeah, Jennifer Garner was bad.
Yeah.
Again, find someone, I don't know, Greek.
I don't know that I would even watch the director's cut version if
No,
those
no.
actors are in there.
Legitimately, it does. It's a movie.
And I'm sorry, I would 100% be comparing
It was
to
better
the
than
Netflix
the
show.
whole.
Well, you do now, but
One thing that they did do really cool in the Daredevil movie is they dropped a lot of names and Easter eggs. There are a lot of like Daredevil creators whose names just appear in the movie as other characters. Like Bendis shows up, Frank Miller shows up.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the whole list of people, but there were a bunch of them.
yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
And the detective stuff, newspaper, like that kind of angle to it was a lot better than.
The detective? He was a lawyer.
Well, no. Like the actual guy who was chasing Daredevil.
Yes.
Can't
And
remember
I can't
his
remember
name.
his name. Like his last name's Palmentieri or something like that.
Yeah.
And he did a fantastic Ben
But-
Urich. Like he was right out of the comics.
Yeah, but it's because they're legitimately like the police are like, we don't know what happened here. He's like, it was the Daredevil, and they're like, how do you know? And he like throws the cigarette or the match or whatever it is, and it lights on the ground. Yeah, and he's like, duh, and you're like, thank you for not being an idiot. Yeah, that was it was a movie, but I feel bad for Ben Affleck because again, he gets Batman.
Which he did a fantastic job
Yes,
with
he did
in
a good job.
BVS, at least. I haven't seen the other ones.
Justice League?
I liked him in Justice
Better,
League.
he
I
did
haven't
better.
seen Justice
He
League.
did,
so
he did
I
better in
just
Justice League.
Yeah.
I think.
I thought Justice League had again,
It showed his age in that a bit.
but that was the point.
I know.
He's
Like,
supposed to be an
that's the
old, grizzled
He's
Batman.
supposed to be old grizzled Batman, and again,
Who doesn't give a shit using a gun and killing people and throwing grenades into people's
because he's
chests.
seen some shit.
Yes.
What we're trying to say is we have low hopes for Dark Phoenix and feel bad for Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Plot points. Yeah. Yes.
And at this point, Dark Phoenix. Like, and I like all the actors where they're talking to them. Do you think you're going to be part of the MCU? And like, even they're all going like, I think it's time for some new X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
because they know. They're like, we are not. There's the MCU bar at this point, and there's where we're sitting.
Yeah.
Even if they're sitting here, they're still like.
Above.
They're above
They're leagues. They're streets.
And I've said it before. I hope Ryan Reynolds is kind of part of building the mutant world of the MCU
I hope so, too.
because he has a good grasp on it. Like his Colossus is crazy good. I love his Colossus.
Oh, yeah.
Even the Juggernaut.
His Juggernaut was
really good,
sure,
too.
for the 5 seconds that he was in there. But
Yeah.
like his Colossus is, it feels like Colossus, not again like what we got in. What was
Any
it?
of
Last Last Stand, where all of a sudden he's like,
This small, little, unimposing character.
American.
and yet still named Oh no, they just named him Peter, didn't they?
They call him Peter half the time in the
I
comics.
know they do.
So that was.
But again,
Just
he had
Americanized him.
But he had no real plot. It's
No.
like Colossus, get him out of here, and he's like,
Or like that,
metal up.
or the 5 seconds in that one film was like, I can help you. No, you save them. And I was like, do the thing. Why don't push him away? Use him for something.
And the fact that Deadpool's he was metal
Yes.
all the time
Yeah.
because
If I was Colossus and I had that ability, I'd be metal all the time.
isn't he always he's stuck that way, isn't he?
No.
Can he actually-
Unless they change that, but
I haven't
he's
read
not
an
stuck
X-Men
there.
comics.
No.
Like
in
most of
ages.
the time, just when he's chilling, he's
normal.
not metal.
Yeah.
Like when he's just wandering around the mansion in the comics, unless at some point in time he was stuck being metal, and I either never read that part or
I honestly don't know.
forgot about it.
I honestly thought he could
Most
go
of the
between.
time he's just like chilling, and when it's
Because you read way more X-Men
when it's
than
battle
you've
time,
read
it's like
way more X-Men than I did.
Colossus up.
But yeah, I hope Ryan Reynolds is involved in the actual building of the X-Men
I'm sure that
franchise at MCU.
I'm sure they've contacted him at some point in time.
Kevin Feige would be dumb not to. It is. It's that thing where this guy has built a world where people have gone to make, watch this R-rated film and make a bajillion dollars.
Money speaks. Money speaks. You can't say no to money.
And clearly fans are going like, he's built a good character. Like, is it
Yeah.
the Deadpool that we like really, really know? Yeah, there's some changes, but we're all accepting of it. Is Colossus the same as we all know? And like, he's made some change. But it's still good. Like,
The
Perfect.
The overall feel of Deadpool.
the
and Colossus
overall feel of the
is still same.
characters is there, and that's what the MCU aims for. Is because again, they've changed so many of the stories.
Yes.
Like,
But now they can take liberties like that.
yeah,
too.
but again, they've changed the stories, but the characters are still.
This is Captain America's character.
The
This is
characters.
Iron Man's character. This is what he would do. In
Even
this
when they
situation.
introduce Spider-Man and they don't even throw the line out, but he still sits there going, if I have the chance to do something and I don't do it, like, it's my fault that bad things happen, and it's like, that is the guilt that drives Peter Parker for
Yep.
like, thank you.
Yes,
Not, my uncle's dead, I'm gonna find the guy that killed... You're not
or
Batman.
they didn't even show that either, which was the thank God.
You didn't need to.
You didn't need to.
Exactly.
Unlike Batman versus...
Oh my God, that was the first scene. Oh my God.
Well, and I love how Marvel, like, when they were talking about Spider-Man, was like, we're not gonna show you his origin, he gets bit by a spider, guys.
Have you seen the 90s
And his uncle
comic?
dies.
Have you seen the 90s TV show? Have you watched the
We've done it
other
enough,
movies?
it's cool, and then all of a sudden Batman versus Superman comes out, and the first scene is Bruce Wayne with
In
his
the-
parents walking out, and his parents getting shot, and you're like, really, guys?
Don't worry. When we
How
get
does
that
Batman become Batman?
Yeah,
When we get
wait a
that
second.
Batman solo movie, I'm gonna do it again.
They're gonna,
Nice.
It's just gonna
Can't wait!
And then
Do it
they'll probably
again.
flash back to it a few times
Yeah.
throughout the movie as well.
Yeah, like he'll be
That'll-
stuck under
that'll
something.
That'll
Do
be
it
a good,
again.
like 30 minutes or so of footage of just him moping about it.
I'm okay with Mopey Batman, but you don't need to tell me why he's Mopey. I know why.
No, but he has to be in that scene as a kid and then an adult. No, he has to be in that scene as an adult and then he's a kid again.
So Detective Comics 1000, like, is coming out next. The, like, big number for Batman. And I just read online yesterday, 999, the last comic arc.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred has died. This person's died. Like, they've killed a whole bunch of people off. And then it ends now with... I don't know if anybody's reading DC Comics, but sorry, I'm about to spoil
okay.
things horribly, and I know
Go.
most of us don't. So
Go,
either way...
go,
Put
go.
your hand up.
Oh, yeah, spoiler!
Yeah.
Because I don't have the key anymore
I got
for it. It's gone.
I
But
got it.
essentially, all of a
Spoiler.
sudden, there's a young Bruce Wayne in like an ill-fitting Batman costume that's like, "Happy birthday, Bruce," and then the simulation ends.
Simulation.
What?
Every year for his birthday, Bruce Wayne tortures himself with the death of his family and friends so that Batman has a purpose to keep going. And this is what he's
What?
done every year on his birthday for years without people knowing. This time, Robin and Alfred just happened to, like, see it go down. And, like, and it's to the point where it's like, what? And
That's-
even Robin's like, Alfred could just bake you a cake. Like,
Add some
Spoiler
humor in
hand
there.
off.
but it's just like,
Really?
good God.
That's dark.
That's
And
super
morbid.
dark.
So who knows what's going to happen in the 1000th comic.
It's gonna happen for realsies. They're gonna go time travel.
It's cool that he's made it to 1,000 comics, but hey, go with that for a movie.
That's
No.
The whole movie is everybody just dying and
then a
Bruce Wayne
simulation.
and then at the end of
Simulation.
it, it's just like simulation over,
And
and then the movie just
credits.
ends. Yeah.
I'd be still disappointed.
I don't know. It'd be a pretty solid film.
What'd be even better is if it was simulation over and you see him like pull off a VR headset
Everybody around
and
him
sit
is...
back and grab a piece of birthday cake and eat it while the credits roll over.
And it's
Happy birthday to me.
and then the camera pans back and it's what was his name again? I can't remember his name.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, it's Michael Keaton.
That's what the next one should be.
And it's Michael Keaton.
Batman
I would
Beyond.
see that.
I loved Michael Keaton's Batman.
So good.
If if you cast Michael Keaton as Batman again, I'd go see that.
Well, that's why people are
Old
saying...
man Batman.
Getting there. He's getting there to Batman Beyond.
Well,
Batman Beyond.
that's the piece. Is people are like, why are we still doing Batman at this point? Do Batman Beyond. Throw Michael Keaton in as Bruce Wayne.
Old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Because he could play it.
Yeah.
It's not like you need the old, frail Bruce Wayne like in the movies, essentially.
And he's getting up there in age.
Michael Keaton is old enough where he could play the guy sitting in the chair directing the young guy in the fancy suit to do the things. And it's like... And that way you're disconnecting yourself from the Christian Bale flicks and
And you're and
the rest of the DCEU right now. Like, hey.
Yeah, do it.
Or Batman Beyond becomes.
In
part
fact,
of
that
the-
just solidifies Batman 1 and Batman
2 is
2 as actual
full
films.
film canon, yeah.
Yes.
We've skipped
Batman
everything.
3. It's Batman 3 forever.
Skipped everything else. Batman 3. Yeah, we're not calling. We're
Batman
going to
Beyond.
skip Val Kilmer and George Clooney.
Yep, those are farts.
I still like the villains in all those flicks.
Me too.
The casting on the villains was always pretty. Like, even Mr. Freeze with Arnold Schwarzenegger, as campy as it was, it's like...
Wasn't
I'm
there
enjoying
like
this.
a movie theory where like 3 and 4 were video realizations of Batman's villains in the first 2 movies? Because the first 2 were the 2 Tim Burton ones were pretty grounded, but then 3 and 4 became this wildly
It was a
cartoony.
different director.
Well, because
Right.
Schumacher took over and bat-nippled everything.
Woo! But the
And
theory was
everything glowy.
But the theory was that
Neon.
those, like Batman 3 and 4, were like movies and characterizations in the Batman 1 and 2 movies where he could see himself on TV, and this is what the public thinks of him as a character.
No.
I could see that.
It was legitimately Schumacher. Well, they went to Tim Burton and they're like, listen, McDonald's doesn't want to sell Happy Meal toys anymore because kids are like absolutely petrified of the penguin and the clowns
That's
and
fine.
like the woman in the leather. Like it's not working. We can't sell toys. Brighten it up. And he's like, no.
No. Are you aware of what I do
Dude.
as a
Hello,
filmmaker?
my name is Tim Burton.
I can do Nightmare
And then
Before
he
Christmas. I can do.
So he quit, and they're like, Joel Schumacher, he likes bright things, which is why we got the neon lights and all of that stuff. But I still like Arnold
Going the
Schwarzenegger.
wrong way with making it later.
Jim
Right.
Carrey's Riddler. Holy crap! So good.
Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face
Yeah,
I liked.
yeah,
Uma
yeah.
Thurman she's seductive enough to me. I've always liked Uma, but as Poison Ivy, and again, not that the writing was stellar. She's just good casting.
Mm-hmm.
Because Arnold Schwarzenegger shouting "Freeze," you're going okay.
Chill
I'd
out.
still love to see John Malkovich as Mr. Freeze.
That'd be good.
Chill out.
Yeah.
He'd rock it.
Chill out.
Yeah. Either way,
Moving
last
on.
bit of news.
Pokemon had a Nintendo Direct. What is it? Wednesday? Tuesday? Wednesday.
Wednesday morning
Wednesday morning for 7 minutes.
at like 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock for us. I was awake already.
I was
Where they
just getting out of
announced
bed.
the new Pokemon game coming for Nintendo Switch.
They're running out
Late.
of names.
Nah, I'm okay. I'm super okay
They're
with this
running out
name.
of colors.
I'm okay with this name.
Another
Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield coming out late 2019 in time for my birthday. Yeah. As usual, it always comes out in November.
I was gonna say
Pokemon games.
it's a holiday release.
9 times out of 10 they come out in November. It is set in the new Galar region, which looks to be a inspiration from Great Britain.
It's an industrial region.
Industrial region. There is clearly the
There was
Ferris
too
wheel
much-
from London.
There
in
was
the
too much
background.
green there to be the UK.
That's true.
It's based off of. Let's be honest. They're always loosely basing their regions off anywhere.
Unless I guess
so
you go to
yeah,
Ireland instead. It's pretty green there. They haven't
Yeah.
built. They haven't built anything.
No.
I'm totally
The
okay
Guinness
with
factory.
the
Maybe
Big
let's
Ben.
go to Scotland.
All right.
That's
Fewer,
in
like,
Pokemon Gun.
terrorists.
The rolling hills.
That's in
Not as
Pokemon
much
Gun.
I
That's
heard.
the
Spear.
Pokemon Gun that's the next one.
Or bow and arrow.
Pokemon Gun.
One of the guys I was talking to on that that Discord, the Not So Super Squad guys, it's like, I should go to Europe. He's like, or like the UK, and he's like, come to Liverpool, it's great. And it's like, all right. And he's like, London's crap. Come to Liverpool. And it's like, okay. And then one of his friends is there, and he's like, Liverpool's junk.
Wow, defensive down there. Eh?
Well, no, because they're both from there, and he's just like, Liverpool's junk. Stop telling people to come here. And he's like, I'm from here. I have to defend my hometown. Like, Liverpool's awesome. I'm like, I'd be down to go to Liverpool. Like,
Anywhere down
Really
there
anywhere.
would be great.
yeah, I'd be
So
down.
yeah, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. I am. Shut up and take my money.
Are there going to be Beatles references? Is the
I'm
question.
totally okay with it. With or
Are there
without.
supposed to be Beatles references?
Well, it's supposed to be based on the UK.
It looks like it is.
Oh.
The Rolling
Because
I
the
gotcha.
last one,
was based
Let's
off
go.
Hawaii.
when they were going with the Hawaiian stuff and the island stuff,
Alola.
they went with the finches, like Darwin's finches sort of thing, because every island had a different bird.
Okay.
And
So not that it was essentially where the finches were found, but the theme of it was there.
what if they were
And
four bug type Pokemon?
That's what I'm saying.
And they're a beetle shape, and they were different shapes.
Like it's a different Heracross or something for
or
each.
Hera, yeah,
Heracross
a
evolves into
Galar,
4 different things.
4 different Heracrosses. Yeah.
Oh.
Because the coolest part of the last game was that they did the region-specific evolutions. So actual evolution and adaptation as opposed to just like
So
it changes.
Okay.
So a Rattata in the regular one you see is that purple and white.
Purple
in
rat.
Purple, it's a purple rat.
Yeah.
In Alola, it was a dark rat because in Alola, all the Rattatas had to change to a night type Pokemon because they were being hunted during the day.
Ah.
Vulpexes went
Snow.
snow and ice.
Ice and ice and fairy, I think.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
But either way, they
They
were up
went
in the
white.
mountain. They ended up going to the mountains to like.
Okay.
So there's actual evolution, and it's
Yeah.
like that opens up so many better doors than just like let's
It's not-
try and recreate.
That's really cool, actually. I
Yeah.
like that.
What was it? The Pikachu looked the same, but the Raichu ended up being a surfer.
Yeah.
So he surfed on his tail.
He was
the
psychic,
Raichu.
so he could make himself float
So
on his
you're-
tail.
Yeah. So it's making a new Pokemon, but not making a new Pokemon.
Okay, what's Muck and Grimer's excuse?
Drugs. Drugs.
It was the pollution from that island. If you go through that
There's a
power
sequence.
plant, yeah, they
There's a
explain
sequence
it.
for that.
My question is, can you like evolve a Magikarp in like the Frosty Mountains to make
No.
a Frostworm
Not
Gyarados?
quite
yet,
yet.
not-
Not.
But
We'll
that
never
is-
know. We'll never know.
That could be where like all of this starts. I think it this the
They
the Sun and
experimented
Moon
with
game-
something. They experimented with it, and it worked really,
Add
really
a
well.
few,
And people were happy.
Add a few new ones here and there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
just do adaptations
still-
for all of them.
Yeah,
Sandshrew,
People were happy.
Sandshrew was different.
Sandshrew was ice
Sandshrew
too.
got, yeah. Diglett got hair,
Yeah, Diglett
Got hair.
Diglett got Surfer.
got surfer hair, and then when he evolved into Dugtrio, he got like majestic blonde hair, like what's that?
I don't know,
Male
I was
model.
watching- Oh, Fabio.
Yeah, he got Fabio hair.
Okay.
Diglett got Dugtrio got Fabio hair.
Yeah. So it's. I think they were experimenting to see what people would like because they did the Mega Evolutions where it's all. of a
Mega
sudden-
Evolution was not great.
I wasn't a fan of it. Like your Blastoise, all of a sudden, instead of the 2 cannons here, had 1 cannon on the back and 2 on his arms.
They Digimon him.
They
Okay.
Digimon him, and
They
it would last
Digimon
for the
Pokemon.
battle, and then he would go back to being a Blastoise after, and it's like,
Yeah, it was great for tournaments, but as a overall theme, it didn't work.
Yeah.
The Alolan stuff stuck really, really well.
yeah, well, because it actually felt natural.
Weird.
And that's fine.
Because that's how, again, evolution and adaptation work.
And last time they had a Z move in Sun and Moon. I'm wondering what the game mechanic is they're going to be doing for
I'm
this.
cool
one.
with the Z moves and that kind
They're
of
gonna
stuff.
they're gonna do something else.
Yeah.
They always will.
But it looks pretty because it's on a
Switch.
Switch.
It looks
Yeah.
good.
It's
Random
on a
encounters.
real console.
Random encounters look like they are back, which I'm okay with.
As opposed to like the Game Boy and stuff.
Okay, not like as opposed to
It's not a handheld.
PlayStation and
Yeah.
Xbox.
It's just- yeah,
Like,
PlayStation
what?
doesn't know what it's doing with graphics.
It's not a
that
real-
God of War game was disgusting looking.
It
Not
looked
a
like
real
Tetris.
console. I'm gonna go back.
I can count the
my
pixels.
PlayStation game.
I'm gonna
It's
go
when
back to
we
playing
all
my
got
Anthem
here.
game that I was playing before you.
Random encounters look like they are back, which I'm okay with. I'm still
Yeah.
fine with that. Gym battles are back.
Yeah.
I know that people really, really like the island trials because back in Sun and Moon, you didn't do your 8 gym battles. You would go to each island, and each island would have a specific.
There was only like 4 of them. That was
Right.
junk. I hated that.
There was 4,
I love
but there
that.
were the,
I love
there were
that,
the
but-
subs.
But it worked
Sub
for that
guys,
game.
though.
It worked for that
I
game.
know. It worked for that game. I did not want to see that again.
they experimented with it. It was cool.
I know.
They're back to gym battles, it looks like, which is fine.
Now, here's the big piece that would be really cool, because it's been discussed a lot, is in the old game, you went from the first town, beat the gym, went to the next town, beat the gym, and the next town didn't really unlock until you beat that gym. We know, through people talking and Pokemon Company and this and that, like, the reason Brock, when you reach his gym in the first Pokemon game, only uses his Geodude and his Onix, is because you have no badges.
Right.
So he grabs the assorted
weakest
Pokemon
that you have, that he
has to go like, okay, because they're gym they're gym leaders. They're meant to test you, not absolutely wipe the floor with you.
This was shown in that Pokemon Origins anime.
Yeah, and then it's been discussed. Like,
it would totally.
It's canon essentially for stuff. So the next piece is people with this game discussing it online are going, it'd be really cool, like Zelda, where we could go anywhere. If this one, we can go anywhere.
And the gym leaders scale to...
And the gym leaders scale to us.
That'd be better.
So we could go to the last... Pretty cool. We could go to the last gym, like the Dragon Gym or whatever.
First.
Yes.
Get that sucker over with when he's easy to beat.
Yes.
Well, not only that, but it would also add an extra level of replayability too, because you could do the gyms in different orders and just be like, okay,
who's he going to challenge me with now?
Like, I've seen what this particular gym challenges me with when I go there first.
Like, which is the harder?
What happens if I go there last?
What path is the easiest? What path is the hardest? What path is a good medium kind of thing?
Yeah, there's a lot. So people, that's kind of the big hope online for the gym change on this one, is they really like to see like an open world where we could go anywhere.
And you could kind of do that in Pokemon Let's Go.
A
little bit. Once you got your first 2 badges, I think, you got all of the HMs for the entire Kanto region. So you could actually, once you got your 3rd badge, you can go all the way to Cinnabar Island and fight Blaine. Yeah, you can fight Blaine really, really late in the game. But you still can get Giovanni because you need to get the other.
You have to get the other people, and I'm okay with gatekeeping certain events behind story. Like, it's story.
Yeah, so you can do. They've done that before already, so it's interesting to see if that happens.
And then to see if like world scaling and this and that, like that's the other piece.
Yeah, because then wild encounters
get real tough. But again, I'm okay with fighting a level 82 Caterpie if I'm walking through the woods. Like,
terrifying.
that's always
be on steroids. Yeah,
and that's always kind of bothered me in those older games where it's like, oh yeah, I've got all the badges now. I'm just grinding out Pokemon.
Yeah,
I go back to my hometown just to grind out, and these Pokemon are level 3, level 5. I'm clearly level 60.
Yeah, scale,
and it just dies. I'm like, I just wanted to catch it.
Oh, it's not even a slap. It's a.
Yeah. So that makes it easier to catch other Pokemon because then you don't have to worry about. Using overpowered Pokemon. All the Pokemon are your level-ish.
Yeah.
Whatever ones you're using.
I kind of disagree with just constantly scaling. I like the idea of being able to go to certain regions to, like, hit different scales because I don't know. It seems kind of weird to me, the idea of, like, okay, I start in my hometown and everyone sucks. And then I, like, go train up, and now I'm this level, and then I go back to my hometown, and it's scaled up for me, and everyone's amazing, and I was like, why, though?
Then I'm okay, and I'm okay with scaled up limits.
Yeah.
Because I know some MMOs do that, where it's this area is 1 to 12, like World of Warcraft, before it went to junk for the 8th time,
There's something else that did that, too, recently.
Where you got to a point, and it's like, hey, they'll go up to level 20, but you can still gain experience off of doing these quests, and you're like...
Odyssey, where it was, you had to be a certain level to go to different regions, but it
for Assassin's Creed, yeah.
But it kind of leveled with you, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm okay going back home, and yes.
While we're on the subject of like new gameplay mechanics, what would a 3rd type do you think? A 3rd type to Pokemon?
Like adding so they can be a 3rd thing now?
A 3rd type, because Charizard's fire, flying.
You're making it super complicated.
Then I want grass, water, and a fire Pokemon all combined into one.
Hey, and if they do that, that could be like a rare, like legendary type of Pokemon,
fire,
right?
Ice.
Fire, ice, and flying or something. Where now at that point you can't use.
It'll look like a fridge on fire.
Psychic.
You could, and that would be like every Pokemon.
Fire, ice, psychic.
Because they've experimented with adding typing to Pokemon that didn't have that typing before. Like Jigglypuff, for the longest time, was only a normal type. Now it's a fairy type.
Because they added fairy type to the
game. So if they added a 3rd typing to it, it wouldn't change.
Nick's done with types. I have a hard enough bloody time. Like, I fight something and I'm like, on my phone going, what type is this? And then it gives me the type and I'm like, what beats fairy type Pokemon? And
Steel?
Thank God my, like, Google, the voice stuff when you go like...
Just have Tony around with you.
Steel
all
type
the time
Pokemon
when I play.
works.
All right.
Steel type really works against Fairy.
But you can ask like the Google Assistant and they'll tell you because enough people like they've programmed the Google Assistant to know the answers to these questions.
Don't use Dragon.
Never use Dragon Pokemon.
Against Fairy, you're gonna have a bad time.
See, just bring Tony with you. You're not allowed to play the game unless Tony's around.
And I do like having to switch up my Pokemon. I feel like that should be a bigger part to it.
But yeah, like
if you start mixing it up more, you're not gonna.
I would like to see them.
You're not gonna change your guys.
Well, no, and that's the thing. Yeah,
like if you add a third category to
well, and that's
you're not even gonna want to switch it up because I have all the different types. I'm good against anything.
Especially with my water, fire, grass type Pokemon.
Yeah.
Fire, ice,
take all three
psychic.
starters and you're just like, get in the same Pokeball.
There's an ice
Just
with
mash
fire
it,
inside
evolution.
it, and the psychic throws it at them.
This is how evolution works. I stuff you all into the same ball, and your DNA will mesh.
That's
how Pokeballs
It's
work,
forced
right?
repopulation.
Yes.
Weird
Okay.
way.
The weird monkey with the rabbit ears and whatever that little squiggly tail they've given to
Squabble?
the Squabble is. It's
Sobol, Grunky, and what's Scorbunny?
Yeah, mix them all together. That's the
Yeah.
Pokemon I want.
You could make it a mutated one, and it's evil.
It's gonna-
It's evil. It's evil, and you have to destroy it.
That's the last boss.
It becomes the new champion.
No, you crossbreed them, but if you crossbreed them the wrong way, it's
Pokemon Fusion, guys.
dies.
In all honesty,
It
that would be if they had enough juice in a system to do that with,
Pokemon Fusion.
where each Pokemon could legitimately
like
baby
full-
a different Pokemon, like
there are like 400 different types already. How many different types?
total. There's 700 and some different Pokemon now.
What are we
So
talking
you
about?
crossbreed them.
Chocobo breeding to the extreme.
Yeah,
I don't think the Switch is that powerful.
it's not. That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
don't think that they could do
it'll
that.
be like next gen.
I don't know if the Pentagon's that powerful.
What you're saying is the
Have a
Pentagon
Raichu mate with a Ninetales.
the Pentagon can't calculate all the 800 plus permutations
Then
of
you have a
Pokemon
Ninetales.
meeting.
Right. Well, and you could do that online. There is a
Fusion website?
Yeah, Fusion website that like socks two of them together.
Some
but
of
it
it
takes like
works.
the graphics off of one and
Well,
smokes them
okay.
with the other. But
But if it doesn't combine well enough, then it's
some do. Some are horrific
Some are
mutations.
terrifying.
Of, it's like, oh, never mind. Just stab this one. It's this
Reference.
one's
Next.
Next.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
What's the sludge one from the original?
Muck.
Muck
And
Muck and
Grimer.
Grimer.
Yeah. Combine that with like a Ninetales.
Oh no.
tentacles. There's 9 tentacles.
It speaks English. We have to keep it.
I think it would essentially be like a fox version of that
Yep.
toad from the Simpsons
Oh, yeah.
Halloween episode where it's like, my life is agony.
That sounds like a South Park thing. Anything. So that's Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
Yeah, so we get Scorbunny, we get
Grunky,
Grookey,
Grookey, and Sobol.
Scobble, the
Sobol?
depressed.
The depressed lizard.
he's just
They
a
put
te-
they put
just a
anxiety and
teardrop.
depression into a lizard.
It's legitimately a teardrop. It's like, ooh, a fire bunny. Ooh, a grass monkey. And then it's like, what do the water guys get? Depressed teardrop.
You don't know he's depressed.
Yeah, it's in the description.
Yeah.
It's in the description.
Also, did you see its face?
Yeah. Oh, it looks like a porg from Star Wars. Like I have that's in my classroom is the porg, and his face is in this constant like, and it's like, why is porg always sad? And it's like, well, 'cause it's a stuffed animal for one, so I can't change his face. But like, two, it's a bird. That's what its face is stuck like, guys.
And
Sorry.
it can go invisible, so
Yeah,
That's the new type.
Water chameleon.
Yes.
I
Ninja.
thought you were talking about porgs, and I was like, I
They-
don't remember that in the movie, but okay.
Maybe that's the new category, stealth. Or
Stealth.
I do like
Ninja.
I do like
Typing.
the porgs came about. 'Cause
I
they
think
couldn't
Koga
move the
might
puffins
want
off that
all his
island.
Pokemon being in stealth type.
That's what happened.
Yeah, whenever you see a porg,
air.
there's a puffin underneath it.
That's flying. That's flying.
For the most part.
That's
Like other than
fine.
them like kicking
Air
at
could be on the ground.
lightsabers,
I'm interested to
like,
see if there's
that's
going to be
common,
finally
but
a new EV
originally
evolution.
they're like, can we like
Finally, we've had like
nicely
a dozen
move
of
these
them.
puffins?
More!
They're a protected
We
species
need
on
more!
the side. No,
we
they're
need
like,
a dragon type Eevee.
okie
Okay.
dokie.
Every Pokemon needs more than
Porgs
one.
it is.
I definitely
Gross.
think we need a dragon type Eevee, finally.
Or you just give every other Pokemon
To balance
more
out the
than one
Sylveon.
type of evolution.
Some do.
Some do that.
And
Not
I'd be
just the
down with that.
Logan stuff.
No, because like
If you have Clamperl evolves into either Huntail or...
depending on when they
Corvus?
evolve, or their
Or Dido,
No,
happiness,
don't bring that
or
back.
what the day-night cycles.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was great, man.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
I hated it. Oh, you have to evolve them at night.
Doesn't matter.
Now I have to play bloody nighttime, or it's
I
like
want
you have to evolve them during the day. You're like running home
They have
from
to be
work, trying to
super
like.
But it's
get
on the
home.
Switch.
I know it can go.
It's
with
on
you.
the Switch,
But
though.
it's super happy. Or it has to be super
happy.
I'm
It'll
okay
show
with
you
that.
super bloody happy. Throw them in the computer.
It should
never
be
use them
happy.
again.
It's not out in the wilderness.
Yeah. You should be happy. Just yelling at a Pokeball.
Yeah,
Why aren't you
that's the next generation. We're all yelling into our Pokeballs.
Why aren't you happy?
Start shoving food down.
Because
the
you're
Pokeball.
yelling and shaking at home.
I'm trying to sleep. It's nighttime.
I have to redecorate in here every time.
Every time you call me out, I have to reorganize my entire comic book collection.
You stuffed me in a ball smaller than my head, and then you shake it and yell at me.
Have they ever showed what a Pokeball
Yes, they
is
have.
on the inside?
Yes, they
Like,
have.
They have like a habitat in
There
there, sort of thing?
no.
Or it's just like they're a ball
It's
of
a
light.
cage.
Yeah, they're just a ball of light waiting.
You're gonna be really disappointed.
Are depressed, kind
Yeah.
of disappointed? Oh, that's super depressing.
That is so sad.
Okay, so here's what I...
It just sits
It's
there.
lonely.
Just
Here's
sits
what
there.
I want from the
That's
Switch
why you
game.
stick more than one in there.
Yeah, more than one in a Pokeball. They can fit.
So they're not lonely.
I'm stuck in my bubble. You're stuck in your bubble.
Yeah, get out of my face! Get your face!
Hi.
Yeah, that's all they can do is just sit there and wave at each other.
Sign language.
Yeah.
Puts a Steelix inside with the Minchino. Boom.
Well, okay, so the Let's Go stuff, the game that they released on the Switch, you could have your Eevee or your Pikachu was always out of their Pokeball.
Okay.
Like, that was the point. But
Yeah.
then you could also have another partner Pokemon that would follow you around.
So
I
you
now
have a
need
squirrel.
all of my Pokemon to follow me around
Yeah.
because clearly they are suffering inside of the Pokeball.
None of you live inside
As you
Pokeballs
walk
now.
with
You will all be free. Just follow me around wherever I go.
As you
Also,
walk
they go
with
the
an
other
Furby.
directions because they've hated you the entire
Yeah.
life.
That would be very interesting if you could do that and it like helps boost the happiness of your Pokemon.
Having them out of the Pokeball.
Yeah, having them
I
like
can
out
see
of the
that.
Pokeball, but
Happens all the time in the show. They're like, "We're gonna have a picnic. Everyone, come on, let's play!" And they throw all their Pokeballs.
Oh
and
my
everyone
god,
comes
that would be life. I don't need an actual game. I'm that guy who could. It's like the customization stuff, or just
So
it's
what
like
you're saying,
the
you need
really
a-
side game thing. It's like, yep, I could survive here.
So what you need to-
Chocobo breeding.
You would want to have basically Harvest Moon,
Yeah.
but with Pokemon. Instead.
Yes.
I'm down.
Well,
with
but
this.
even, like,
I would be 100%.
Sonic
down with it.
Adventures
Have
2 on the
Berry
game.
Farms, yeah, baby.
Sonic Adventures 2 on the
Chow
GameCube.
Garden.
The Chow Garden.
Yes.
Best part of the whole game.
Yeah,
You just breed
Sonic
Chow.
Adventure 2 is pretty boring. So yeah, you're right.
Except Escape from the City, because that song was, kick butt right at the beginning of the. That's how they open the game.
You're right. At the beginning.
Yep, first level, and then you play the game to get like these Chow eggs, like they're little teardrop shaped things, and but if you breed them right, you get different colors, and they do different things, and then if you feed them different food, different things happen, and it's like,
You're right.
welcome to my life being gone to this now.
yeah, exactly. You're like, looking at Game Facts online back in the day, because it's like, okay, how do I get a green one with spots and polka dots?
You need this many spots on him, or else he won't breed well with them.
Yeah.
You have to actually breed these 6 others.
I would totally play
Well,
a
that was
Har-
Chocobo.
I would totally
breeding.
do a Harvest Moon style game, but with Pokemon instead.
That'd be great.
There's plenty of material to do. Like you've got beauty pageants, you've got
Yeah.
dances, you've got
That's
berry
honestly,
farming, you've
Natsume
got-
should hit up Pokemon Company and talk, because the Natsume games are junk. So
That's not-
the guys who used to make Harvest Moon, or owned the name to it, split with the people that made the game.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that made the game went and made like an anime-styled Harvest Moon game that still had all the good mechanics of Harvest Moon, and then Harvest Moon kept the cute look of Harvest Moon, but then made horrible games. So I've lost interest in both, because this one's like, I'm like an anime character with the spiky hair and like actual proportionate sized body parts and stuff, and then Harvest Moon with like the fat cows, which were pretty much just a giant oval with an oval face, like cute cows, and then the characters were again big round heads, fat little round bodies with sticky little stubby arms and legs, and it's like, I'm a farmer, and you're like, yeah, you are. Like, I want that look with that game mechanic again, but because they've split, I will never ever have it in my life.
So what you need to do is you need to rent. We need to
the
rent.
old games.
And that's essentially it. It's like,
So we need to rent a Pokemon
yeah, I'd take a Pokemon version.
Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
Pokemon Harvest Moon game.
Yeah. Hold on,
I would
where is
play
that?
that.
It could be sold.
Yeah, this one. This one was the one that I do keep replaying. Not the books, but the... Because that's the look of Harvest Moon.
Okay. Oh,
So, yes,
look at
Pokemon
that dog.
I know, right?
Pokemon Switch.
Pokemon, yeah, Switch.
Yeah.
So ready for this game.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
ready.
Thanks.
Tony's future game of the year.
Yeah,
It'll be late in the season. We'll see what happens.
I need to play it.
Either way. There's
Okay.
that news.
That's it for the news. Thanks for joining us today on the Barrel Roll News cast.
Stick around for the post-credit show in about 5 minutes.
We'll talk about movies, games, games, TV shows, everything we've experienced, done, felt,
Other nerd
touched,
stuff we've done.
touched.
Why are we touching things?
Don't you
Why
touch your
not?
controller?
Chris is just like, no!
Don't touch. I'm Slowble. No, don't touch.
Either way, while you're waiting, check out barrelrollnews.com. All of our social media links are there for you to check out. We will see you in about 5 minutes.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye!